1. We are Mr. and Mrs. Adventure, and today we are in Croatia.
We've been here for
about 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks now, and the longer we're here, the more we're loving it. Right now we're surrounded by purple mountains.
Yeah, we're out on this big long peninsula. It's super friendly for van life. It's amazing because in the morning the tide goes way out and then the wind picks up in the afternoon, and it's a dream come true for me for kite surfing. And yesterday there were probably 50, 60 kites all out in the background, and that's the beach bar back there, and kites were all lining this beach.
Because the tide goes out in the morning, it creates a sandbar beach. So there's a ton of people actually right now like lounging, tanning, hanging out. But yeah, like Drew said, in the afternoon the tide comes up and no beachgoers are to be found because it's surrounded and swarming with kite surfers. And
there's mountains just circling this whole like perimeter of this area. It's the closest thing that we've seen to Burning Man outside of Burning Man and Black Rock Desert. So and the sunset and sunsets are like speechless.
Not only the sunsets, the sun rises. So you watch the sunset right here, and then right here the moon rises.
You get three. You get three. You get a bonus with the moon.
Yeah, and you can watch the moon set. Yeah. It's amazing. But so we're loving it here in Croatia. We've been.
Oh, and by the way, our van is parked right there, so we'll pan you to that.
Yeah, she's looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Howlin' Yowler. But so anyway, we've been living the van life now for 7 months.
In Europe.
In Europe, and I have some notes here to help keep us on track because we'll probably rattle a little bit.
So what have we been up to?
Did do our van tour in France.
Yeah. Yeah, check that out. Check that out on YouTube. Our European van tour of the Howlin' Yowler.
It's probably our most recent video, I think. Yeah. But it shows you the inside and where we live inside our rolling home.
We filmed that on the beach in Quiberon on another fantastic camping spot right along the coast and coast to coast, I guess, across Europe. And
we had to leave France because we have our American visas. So we're limited to the Schengen countries, which are basically the countries that are in the EU that are under the Schengen agreement. So because we're Americans, they have a reciprocity. We're allowed 90 days in those countries. We hit day 89 when we were in Italy on Drew's birthday.
Yeah. And I'm now officially 29. I was having some really big questions. I couldn't figure out how old I was this morning. I was like, wait, next year I'll be 30. What's happening?
Am I 28 or 29? That's what happens with van life. We forget how old you are, what day it is, where you are. It's great.
Yeah.
You should try it.
We still make deadlines when we have to.
Yeah, we do. Like tomorrow, actually today.
So what's up next? What's the next country?
Wait.
All right.
I didn't finish.
I get ahead of myself. I'm excited.
So we're in Croatia because we hit day 89 in Italy and we had to leave the Schengen. And Croatia is not Schengen. So we are able to be in Croatia for 90 days until our Schengen days renew, and then we'll go back into Italy for a little bit before ending this chapter of van life. But we'll talk more about that.
Breaking news. We have some awesome, exciting news coming up starting in November. Yes.
End of this vlog, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But for now, let's stay here. And where are we going next is what you asked me, right?
Yeah. So this was something we committed to months and months, really even before we got our van in Europe. We committed to our good friend Miro, who started a company called Carpe Mundo.
Sees the world.
Yes, and he's been doing all kinds of trips throughout Europe. They're super exciting, some in Iceland, some biking in Germany, Jewels of the Adriatic, adventures along the coast.
He is another Mr. Adventure.
Absolutely. Yeah, he is a jet setter, and he will help you maximize your points if you're looking to score some points to get some great deals on airfare.
We haven't paid for any flights from here back to the States. We've gone back a few times for family things, but
we worked really hard with our credit card sign-up bonuses and so forth.
So you can do it. You don't have to be worried. You can do it smartly. But anyway, Miro's awesome, and we're meeting him today
in Montenegro, a new country.
Yep, and we'll be exploring the Peljasak Peninsula, which is along the Adriatic.
That's actually all the mountain range out in the back right here. There's a big peninsula jutting out into the Adriatic.
Yep, so we'll be hiking, we'll be taking a little boat, we'll be hanging out in Dubrovnik with a group of about 10 people. We'll be co-leading that trip. It'll be totally different. We're leaving the van behind. I'm sad about that.
I know.
But it'll make me appreciate all those little things that probably bother me about the van from time to time.
We will get plugged into good solid Wi-Fi for a few days in the hotels we're staying in, so that's definitely a big benefit. That's really
how we're going to upload this video.
Absolutely. That's one of the biggest things that I think is taking away from van life in Europe is when we have to feel like committed to the Wi-Fi. And honestly,
it kills the vibes.
Compared to van life US and Canada last year, having the experience like when you're away from Wi-Fi and just immersed totally in the culture is amazing here in Europe. Like the people are so kind, and like language is a barrier at times, but really like there's just so many incredible experiences that come from it.
Would you say that you enjoy van life Europe more than van life in the US? Don't answer that quickly, because I could quickly be like, yes, I do. But it is hard. The language barrier is honestly hard, because we don't speak Croatian. We try, but like C's are ch's and S's are sh's and J's are Y's. Sometimes I can't figure it out. Bog is hello, but nobody says bog. They say some word that I don't know what it is.
And vala is thank you.
Hvala.
Hvala, vala.
V is W.
Oh my gosh.
So we can't really talk to people much. We can get fruits at the fruit stands,
but there's a lot of tourism in Croatia, so it brings a lot of other people to
it's
this
a lot
area.
of Austrian and German tourists.
Yeah.
So we made great Austrian friends at one campground, and the people next to us are from Slovenia. They speak great English, so
English is the common language within this country, so that helps big time.
That is a huge benefit, which I didn't realize, that because Europe is so diverse and there's so many different countries and cultures and languages, they all come together using English, and the signs are in English. Like here, it's respect the locals, and it has the rules of the beach in English.
Don't drink the water.
Yeah, don't drink the water. It does say that. We did fill our van with that water, but that's only for face washing and dishwashing.
Brushing our teeth, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that we're traveling a camper van. If you go to more populated areas like Dubrovnik, Split, some of the bigger touristy destinations, don't be afraid at all. There's English being spoken everywhere.
Yeah.
But we like to really go like behind the scenes and off the beaten path.
In the in-between.
Yeah, in the in-between.
Yes, which I love. It's in one sense it's a hard transition, because as a traveler you're used to going to those tourist destinations. We have not been to Dubrovnik. We avoided Split. We did not go into Zadar. We've been in the mountains, on the lake, by some random ocean. There's a lake on one side, an ocean on the other. It's locals only. Like we go where the locals go, because that's where the tourists are not. And tourists to van life, it's like
the struggle. It's confusing where you're gonna park. You got to try to figure it out. A lot of times you're just crammed in, and space takes on a whole different meaning in Europe compared to the States. Like there's just not free roads and parking lots and spaces to park. Like it's very different.
Speaking of roads, one evening I posted on Instagram about
this. Was a life-changing, definitely made us think twice.
Yes, about decisions to go up mountains in the Hallenjaller. We decided not to hike. For once, we were like, let's take the easy way, right? Like we had biked, we had run that morning, we were pretty pooped, and we thought, let's just drive up this mountain, because there's a road and there's a restaurant at the top. How bad can it be? You know, and so let's not hike it. So we're driving, and we look up, and this road is like this.
Just going up on like a 30-degree climb.
And I'm like, cool, not bad. I look over, and Drew's like, eyes are this big, you know.
I'm like, the Hallenjaller, keep chugging, you can do it. And there's like 1,000-foot edges and no guardrail and gravel with mixed cement and potholes,
like
and
silent.
Yeah. And we get to the top, and I'm like, yeah, that's pure muscle getting up that mountain. And then we get up there and trying to enjoy the sunset, and I couldn't.
He was just like worrying about the way down the whole time, and I'm like, it's gonna be okay. We said our prayers as we watched the sunset, and Hi.
Yeah. One small question. I'm going to the market now. Maybe you two
guys
need
so
something.
sweet.
Water, anything?
You're so nice. I think
we have to go to Montenegro this afternoon, so
you don't need.
No.
You're so
yeah,
sweet.
You're so
we
sweet.
would have
Thank
asked
you for asking.
figs, though. We love the figs here. But thank you for thinking.
Are you leaving now or in a few minutes?
We are going now to just to get the market, and then we'll back in 10 minutes.
Okay. Then we see you when you come back. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Oh, that's sweet.
That's really nice.
Yeah, people are great. So that's a pure example.
Maybe he'll surprise us with figs.
Yeah, the figs. Oh.
Amazing. I was saying I wish that we hadn't eaten them all yesterday, because I would bite into one and show you how amazing they are.
There's
lime green on the outside and like fuchsia on the inside, and soft. And there's actually some growing on the trees right here, but Drew ate one yesterday.
A little bitter.
I think it was rotten, but we got to get them from the people who sell them. They know what they're doing.
And they don't rip you off. Like it's like straight, basically tree to selling on the side of the road, and they just you get so much fruit for very, very little money.
The money here is called kuna,
Yeah.
K-U-N-A,
Yeah.
and basically we divide everything by 6, and that's the American conversion.
Yeah. It's
so.
6.3 to a dollar. So.
And we got about 14 figs for 10 kuna, which is like $1.30.
And a nice big jar of honey as well.
Oh yeah, but the honey
fan.
jar was 40 kuna.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anyways, one thing that we didn't touch on is last night, that bar, the night we've stayed here 2 nights.
My God.
It was totally chill the night before,
first night,
quiet. Came out in the morning and watched the sunrise. The fishermen were out here. One in like 3 camper vans.
One
like
of 3 campers out here. This was Thursday night.
Yeah.
Friday night?
Oh, different story.
Oh, we had no idea. Maybe it was because the wind was blowing and the kite surfers were all out and they wanted to party. But
Friday night is definitely a big party night, and little did we underestimate that. Most people just made it to bed, and the music was all night long, like oomta oomta.
I mean, like 9 p.m. maybe before is when it started.
And we walked over there, and you'd think there's like 100, 150 people, and there's like 20 people at like 9 o'clock, and the music's just raging.
We walked over at about 11 p.m.
Yeah. Okay, 11.
And
no, it was 10. It was 10 because we had to call it 11. So.
Okay, so it was 10. It was in the middle. Whatever. And it was like dead. We were like, okay, it sounded like a crazy party. We're over there, people are just like hanging out, standing, looking at the water. It's nice, looked pretty chill. And then it's midnight, the music's still playing. Drew's like, I swear the music will go off at midnight, right? And it's like, no, 3 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning, we wake up for the sunrise.
And you like hear people yelling at different points throughout the night.
Woo!
Cars.
The music is still going, 6 a.m.
No, favorite part there, when we woke up, our camper van, another one, there was like a little car wedged right in the middle because they ran out of parking spots. There's so many people showing up for this.
We had no idea. It must have gotten really like, the crowd must have been heavy at about 2, 3 a.m.
And it's a little peninsula, so there's only one way in and out, and our van's right on that little drive.
And I was convinced 6 a.m. they would shut it down, but 7 a.m. came, 8 a.m. came. We're still like, I don't think I slept. I had dreams about clubs and dancing and living in a house with, anyway. The dreams were crazy. 9:30 a.m. It was silence.
Yeah, finally the thumping of the bass just...
And I'm like, no, it's gonna start up again because I did that a few times.
Yeah, I like can't even believe it went to 9:30. Like most people watch the sun, it was at 6 a.m. was the sunrise, and it carried on for 3.5 more hours.
Oh my goodness, that's a good solid 12-hour night there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good background.
Good for those people.
Yeah, good for them. Croatia knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Like we thought we were hardcore in college. No.
No.
We didn't know.
No.
Okay, next point.
Anyways.
One thing I wanted to say is that I love it when we do these videos because I feel like we have so much to say. I feel like we're finally connecting with our audience, with our family, with our friends.
Just brimming over with ideas and different things.
It's hard because we're always like thinking, doing, researching, fixing. Van life, there's always something to do, something to see, something new to explore. Be in the moment, just connect with each other, connect with other people, and so... And just connect with Wi-Fi and live. You really have to make the time to make these videos, and so that's something that we're like really passionate about doing it and want to keep doing it more and more. Yeah. And it helps keep us connected too, so thanks for tuning in. It felt cheesy to me. That's all right. There's got to be a little cheese. But no, truly, from like my heart. I know. It is really nice. I think that's why we're all like bubbly right now. But yeah, because I watch other like people who live on a sailboat. There's this couple that I love watching, and they make these long, like hour-long episodes where they've been filming throughout, you know, the weeks they've been without Wi-Fi. And individual angles of them talking to the camera and reliving experiences and arguments and joyous moments. And so. But like we said, it's hard to draw the line between living and enjoying your life and being in the moment and then having to remember, ooh, let me grab the GoPro. Ooh, let me grab my phone and record this. Should we bring the camera? Should we just enjoy this? We try to just keep a lot of things special between ourselves, which is really important. As travel bloggers, there's this balance. So we're constantly dancing the line with this balance. And that leads into one of the big projects you've been doing lately. What's your favorite camera to use these days? Oh, my Polaroid. I absolutely love using the Polaroid. There's no retakes. There's one solid image. We don't pose for them. We set it on timer, or we surprise each other. We'll show you just how we just did that. Yeah, we just, anyway.
Yeah, we could go on and on, but we're just so excited. It's like you're our best friend, and we haven't seen you in a while, and we just want to be chatting.
They're like 1,000. They're 2,222 best friends right now.
Thank you to that person who was that new follower.
They commented on, I think, Hector, our Hector video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, where were we going?
Yeah. What else? What else do we have? What else is on the list?
Okay. Well, I guess
Talk about.
we visited Tisno, loved it. Went to a music fest. It wasn't crazy populated.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, gorgeous waters.
The water is amazing here, like
we should talk about the water here.
unbelievable. Like we've been to beaches where there's like big rocks you jump off of and might be sea urchins, but like beautiful blue waters, and then other ones have these pebbles that
White
reflect
pebbles.
this like amazing clarity on the bottom with like teal waters on the top, and you
What
can
was the
see
name?
for 10-20 meters. Tulchepi.
Tulchepi.
And that was a really authentic, like local Croatian
It was.
beach crowd. Very different
Yes.
than some of the other beaches and places we've been.
Yes.
Before that, we were on Rab Island.
Yes, and another place, well, oh yeah, Rab Island, we love the Dundo Peninsula.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, there's no sand beaches. This is a sand beach, but
Yeah.
people rave about sand beaches. They're like, there's sand everywhere. It's amazing, sand beach. I'm like, I didn't understand that until realizing that most
You're not
beaches
going to
are
fool
rocks.
this Florida girl. She knows what sand beaches are.
I do, and I was very confused to think that a beach would not have sand, because to me the definition of beach is sand plus ocean. But it's actually amazing. It's exotic feeling. I truly feel like we're in another country, which we have been in for a while, but Croatia is very different. It's full of magic.
We've been dreaming about Southeast Asia and Thailand specifically for a long time, and I don't know. I just think this like is what I've kind of embodied or imagined, like Thailand being like,
spacious,
spacious,
wild.
and like these cool little like rolling hills and humps, and just people like laid back and just doing their thing, and beach bars, and I mean, really cool.
People offering to bring you fruit.
Yeah,
I don't
go
know.
to the market, come back. I mean, it's just can't say enough. These parts of the world are amazing. So.
And traveling as a couple,
Yeah.
that has been also incredible.
Yeah.
In hard ways, like we spend so much time together. It's hard. But
And then when we get the opportunity to go do something individually, we're like, no, I want to come too.
it's like, well, that sounds cool, or I want to know what that's like. I want to go on a run.
Yeah.
I want to jump on your back while you kite surf, which I did twice.
Little piggyback ride.
Yeah, so we love each other.
You do.
That's all we can say. We're crazy. In a
We're
lot of
two
ways.
crazy kids, so.
But we feel very responsible. We are two crazy, responsible kids. So, well, maybe we should wrap this up with our grand
we should.
finale. As we mentioned earlier, come November, we have big changes ahead.
But you're gonna have to watch the new next video for that. We can't give
We're
out
not
all
saying
the.
anything
We can't
yet.
say all the information yet.
Okay, that's all for now.
All for now. We're gonna put that in a second video, so stay tuned, and yes, you will find out.
Yep, so just a brief synopsis. We are now a little bit north of Dubrovnik. We're going to travel down into Montenegro, do Carpe Mundo with friend Miro, explore that peninsula that we mentioned the name.
The Peljasak.
Peljasak Peninsula.
Yes. The J, the Y, yes.
Meet up with a great friend, Skip, his best man from our wedding.
He's coming to visit.
Explore Hvar, explore Dubrovnik some more with campervan somehow. It won't be tourism season, so maybe it'll be a lot better, we're hoping.
And we're so blessed right now that it's warm weather. It's just like we've been in the water every single
Gorgeous.
day. We've been taking beach showers. We've been able to sprawl out. Like
Yes.
the weather feels so much like California. It's dry. It's sunny every day.
I haven't taken a
And,
real shower
yeah.
with like a bathroom around me in a while, and I don't mind. It's great. We still use soap in the lakes or beach showers and stuff. It's biodegradable.
We're using water from the river right now, like we mentioned earlier, in our van to like wash the pots and pans. So yeah. It is.
Okay, so after Skipper,
so much more to say.
Hvar,
Yeah.
then we're gonna head
Back to Split, then we have a week
Yes.
to ourselves. I have to take a quick trip back home.
I'll be hanging out at a campground somewhere in Croatia for a week.
Yeah, and then we have some other good friends coming to visit us.
We're gonna do Plitvice.
Yeah.
And something else we're not sure. We have an open book pretty much.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go to the Istria Peninsula, which is the northernmost peninsula. It's supposed to be very wild, beautiful, a lot of FKK beaches.
Yeah.
And
FKA means nudist beach, by the way.
It does. It's in German. I forget what it means exactly, but something.
Social norms are very different in some parts of the world, so it's interesting when in Rome.
It's natural. It's just natural. It's
different cultures and different things. It's just so fascinating to learn and see, and I think that's why we embarked on this journey rather than staying in the U.S. for another year doing van life. We really wanted to get to more a different influence, and it's really changed us as individuals in
Things
so many
aren't
ways.
so taboo. It's like freedom is the way, and people maybe aren't just friendly for no reason, which to us is has been weird at times, but we've come to appreciate this trueness. Like, as you saw, we've been parked next to these people for over a day now. Before, maybe we wouldn't have said hello or anything, but now we have a little relationship, and that means something to these people and to us. So
people aren't as straightforward and forward in their way of saying hello here, so that sometimes makes it a little different of an interaction, but then once you break the ice, and people are amazing,
it's more meaningful in a way.
Rather than just acquaintance or hello, goodbye type of thing.
We are still friendly for no reason. We don't get
it's definitely different, especially for you. How's that been?
I know, because I'm naturally a very friendly person. I've kind of let that go a bit, and I find it nice. It's refreshing. I still wave and smile, and I get smiles back always, but I expend less energy on those short-lived,
less meaningful connections,
and appreciate more those relationships where I do get something back. So it's a study on relationships.
All right, so on an ending note, do you have anything else you want to say?
Long live the adventure. We're truly redefining what adventure has meant for us. Going into the unknown, seeking places other people aren't, and living life by our own, not even design, just our own whims and passions. We're not designing, we're just living.
And there's so many times we end up in a safe haven, in a campsite or a place to park, and then we're like, oh, this is great, we don't want to leave, but then we find another amazing place and we just go and live, like you're talking about, and it's just one of those you just got to go out there and experience an adventure, and you don't know what awaits. It's amazing. So.
And our little rolling home makes us feel at home everywhere. So it's been a pleasure, and it will continue to be. I'm very excited for what we have next. There's a lot more to come.
Absolutely. So
over and out.
That's all for now. I'm Mr. Adventure.
I'm Mrs. Adventure. And
check out our website, mrandmrsadventure.com.
Trying to make you proud since 2011, I think.
13.
13. Forever.
Yes. But check us out on Instagram at
Mr. and Mrs. Adventure.
And YouTube.
The Mr. and Mrs. Adventure.
Right. That's all for now.
Ciao.
Ciao.